Game 1 of BN Civil War, guys. We're headed to Warrior's Path. I am stoked to see these two teams out. Now, did you get the chance to cast BN at all yesterday? Because I have not seen them yet. Okay, so this will be our first look. This will be our first look at both teams for this event. Now, I got to make sure I get it right. Make sure you use the reverse spawn. Exactly.
That is right.
All right. Did I get it right? I did get it right. Brilliant.
Yep. So
all right, Zath.
I just
Start us off with the green. I'm going to have to call them like green BN and red BN. This is impossible to figure out. This is going to be a mess. Talk to me about the green team, Zath.
Buenos Noches Jr. is bringing Kremlin and Ohio.
Ooh, be careful calling him Junior.
I know, right? And then they've got double Moskvas. They've got Goliath. They've got a Golden Lion, and then they are bringing with them 3 destroyers, a Marceau, a Ragnar, and a Daring.
Indeed.
What do we got? Oh, God.
Opposing them from the south is BN Prime or something, I guess. BN Classic, however you want to say it. Oh, my God, Zath, look at this lineup. Double Ohio, Des Moines, Salem, 5 destroyers, Zath, led by Jaime's Daring. Triple Marceau Wolfpack in this game. That's Drazen, OMG Kawaii Angel, and Siberian Dog, all of that backed up by Jason's Ragnar. And we know how nasty Ragnar is proving to be in this event. What I find interesting, Zath, look already, the Marceaus are splitting up.
Yep. It kind of makes sense in that with the destroyer advantage here, they want to figure out where the enemy is going to be weak early on, try to find that weak point, and then they all converge. So my guess is we're going to see that early on. By the way, funny story for you real quick, as we were readying up, one person said, Buenos Noches is ready. And somebody else said, which one?
Which one? Yes, exactly. A valid question in today's event, in my opinion. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be very interested to see, Zath, as this game develops, is Ragnar versus Marceau. And we have the opportunity to see that on both sides, depending on which, whether you're looking over Team Red Shoulder or Team Green Shoulder, because both teams have a little sample of both. Marceau, of course, especially that wolf pack, very nasty, but Ragnar should hold up to that fire decently.
Can we also take a moment and talk about the HP disparity between these two teams? 100,000 hit point disparity.
This is almost like Wall of Steel level disparity because, the two of the cruisers, well, technically 3 if you're really honest. It's even worse than that for the green team. They brought 2 Moskvas, which already have more HP than the typical tier 10 cruiser. But then also, the Goliath has that ridiculous, stupid super heal.
As does Salem on Prime.
Jason's Ragnar already taking some big damage here on the bottom end of B. He was spotted by Belgium's Marceau. And then I think the Gauden Leo, that's John the Pickle, got some good shots into him.
It looked like it. And there's more coming. They're all just kind of bouncing around him, though.
Yep, they are all dark for the moment. Siberian Dog's Marceau was lit there. He took about 5,000 damage or so early.
So the forces at B have been pushed back just a little bit. Meanwhile, Senior's forces at Charlie were able to capture that cap, no problem. Now they're going to start working down this Mosfa Alex Scout 22.
Indeed, double Marceau div dives into C, caps it on their way out now, starting to try and burn down the opposing Moskva. Cherise Ragnar getting into the action from the top side of the cap, but not landing a whole lot of shells at this range, about 10 kilometers or so. Getting a few hits, but nothing major.
Right, yeah, they're just trying to make something work out of here. The important thing about Marceaus is you can't just let them run around and mock you. You have to hold them, you basically have to keep them in check. And one way you do that, of course, is by chunking them down a bit, forcing them to go a little defensive.
Jason's Ragnar still playing games in the bottom end of B. He reversed into the cap just long enough to get Project Belgium spotted. Both ships spotted, briefly pushed off the cap. The little cat and mouse game continues at B. Let's have a look at the A flank, Zath.
Nothing doing, really. They're taking their time and getting set up. Now, yesterday, we saw a Salem. Oh, right about this point in time yesterday, the Salem was already dead on the south spawn. That didn't happen.
Hurts.
Yeah. Speaking of hurting, take a look at Charlie. Look at the 10 line. We're about to see this Marceau possibly get Dutch ovened. Ragnar shells 2. And the bombs connect.
Ooh. He does take a
OMG
big
Kawaii
hit.
Angel. He's got to go dark, but he's shot.
Yeah, Kawaii Angel now under 5,000 HP. We're not even 5 minutes into this game, and he's given up a ton of his health. They have put good damage into Cherise Ragnar, but Angel now burning again. Burning,
Yep.
engine out,
Now,
burning at the stern.
recently I shared a video about why the Ragnar is OP, especially in a competitive format like King of the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the Marceau, if the Marceau does not have IFHE, it's not able to penetrate the Ragnar's 25 mm side plating armor, which means that those HE shells will just shatter. I'm guessing that Kawaii Angel has IFHE based on the damage he was doing to Cherie. But that's anybody's game because we don't necessarily know
It is,
what
yeah, we don't know. We could
what he's
ask,
running.
actually. We might ask. Actually, they probably won't tell us until after the match is over. They're not going to tell us in between
Trade
games.
secrets,
trade,
comrade.
trade secrets, my son. But it is interesting to note, and of course, being Prime, I suppose, for lack of a better word, already with one of their Marceaus, one of these destroyers. I won't say he's dead because he's not, but he's effectively out of the fight, Zath. This guy can't get spotted again, and he's just on the edge of this Moscow radar, about a kilometer outside Alex's range. He has to be very, very careful for the remainder of the match.
By the way, I have someone in chat saying that our colors are reversed, but I'm pretty sure that Jaime is part of the Prime team, so I think we're right. Whatever.
So being the alpha team for this match, maybe I'll check it. I'll check it in a minute.
It said the alpha team for this was being small or
that is correct. That's correct, and that's
beta,
what I have on.
whatever.
That's what I have on my screen. The dash BN is the red team this match.
I know. We'll call it Chibi BN. Chibi BN.
No, you can call it that. I refuse. I flatly refuse.
Oh my goodness. So while all that's going on at C, over at A, Jaime managed to just shove his daring in and take it. And now we've got Nab at half health in the Salem. But of course, he's pushing a super heal right now.
Yep. Getting most of that HP back. A lot of that damage that the Marceaus did to Cherie kind of gone away on the C flank now as Cherie's healed back up. But of course, Kawhi's Marceau doesn't have that option. He's stuck on that very low health pool. He's got...
No, he's going to be playing at max range.
Yeah. 6.5 minutes into this game, and Green BN, which I believe is... that should be Baby BN, or however you want to call it. They still have not picked up a cap. BN Classic here has been sitting on C for a while and worked out to about 180 point lead. What are you laughing at?
Kingsman just got Dutched ovened, and then there was a follow-up slap by the I think that's the Kremlin, yes, by Murakumo. He's at half health now, sitting just south at sea. But I love how you called it Baby BN or whatever, because that's chibi as well.
Whatever.
As the Marceau and B now, Project Belgium is in trouble. He thought he could get in there and get away with the cap, and no.
They are good. It looks like they are going to finally push him out. He hasn't had a tremendous amount of health. It's largely been Belgium, Jason, and Siberian Dogs Marceau lurking around the B cap all game. It's kind of been 2-on-1 for BN Classic, BN Prime here from the south, as Belgium has been unable to cap, and Jason now continuing to put pressure in. Looks like he's going to bag B, as it looks as if Jaime's finally going to grab A. I think we're about to see total board control for BN Prime here.
It's looking like that. I'm surprised we haven't seen a push at C yet from other BNs.
I'm really with you, man. I keep expecting a green push at C. They have so much firepower.
Yeah.
They know one of the Marceaus is beat to crap. Like, they have to know he's low. And they just kick the teeth of the Kingsman's Des Moines in. Like, they should be able to shove that Kremlin in and take this cap. I mean, I realize he's on about half health-ish or so, but I still feel like they should be able to move in and take that cap, because they're almost 300 points down. We're only 8 minutes into this game. They're getting to the point where they're going to be so far behind, they're going to have to make desperation moves, and that's where things can go really wrong in a hurry.
Well, and you can kind of see that now, Murakamo in the Kremlin and John the Pickle moving up for Verde Noches. But, of course,
I like
Jeff... Yes, Drazen Jeff and Rojo Noches is currently farming him down.
Ganser and Jaime in a gunfight over at A. This is really important. If Verde Noches can pick up an early kill here, that would be huge. They don't, because Rojo Noches actually picks up Belgium in the middle of the board there.
Yes, as we flipped over to check out what happened in A, we missed out, unfortunately, on that other death. But that's the thing about maps that are this size. It takes forever to get around and see what's going on. Look at Jaime now. Jaime showing broadside to Ganser.
He is, but he's going to get these torps in the water and leave Ganser with a bunch of really bad choices, and it's going to cost Jaime his ship by the time it's all said and done. Ganser needs to really... Yep, there goes Jaime. Is Ganser going to take one of these torpedoes? He is...
Yes!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
That is a really important trade. If Jaime hadn't gotten that trade, that would have been bad. But he did get it. And so...
Yeah, he did.
Trading destroyers here, that's something that Rojo Noches can actually afford to do here because of how many destroyers they have.
And how many points they have, too. Remember, they've got the board.
Yes.
They're getting the ticks and everything. So this is a best of 3, guys. So even regardless of which side Verde or Rojo wins, it's still going to go into at least a game 2. But what an interesting start, huh?
Absolutely. All right, so let's see now. So it's over a 500-point lead now for Rojo Noches. BN Classic as they work the south side of the map. They're shoving Verde Noches having to make some desperation plays here, shoving Zapata's Goliath into A. They should be able to pick up that cap. That looks like they've finally made this push at Czeth, but it still feels like it's come a little too late to me. Like this, I feel like this should have happened several minutes ago.
And I'm really surprised that this Moskva has sat where he sat the whole time. Like, I would have expected him to, I don't know, move into B to try to help the situation or, relocate a while ago. He's finally starting to move, but I think he's going the wrong way. At this point in the battle, like, there's no point in trying to play kite-away games.
No, I agree. It doesn't get you much now. 9 minutes to play. Verde Noches is obviously they were picking up A, but the Ragnar and Siberian's Marceau, that's the two gentlemen that worked the B cap most of the game, the dynamic duo there, keeping him reset in the cap now as they're continuing to push him backwards while Sangheli's Ohio is going to be looking for that shot as he comes around from the corner.
Oh, absolutely. And there goes the Salem from John the Impaler's Ohio. From on the flank there.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that. Got all the way over.
They push John down the one line to get that shot. Sangheli is looking for this Goliath shot he knows has to be there if they can continue to push Zapata backwards, but Zapata not spotted right now. So for the moment, the gap is closed to a little more than 400 points, and the Verde Noches is making good inroads for the moment, but they've got a lot of ground to cover.
True, but Verde is in every cap now, so Rojo is not gaining any points whatsoever, and that push has finally materialized, it seems, over on the Charlie side for Verde, so that's good.
They have indeed.
The questions... Go ahead.
I love what they've done with Shari's Ragnar Zath. They pulled him off the C flank, knowing that the two destroyers that had worked there have moved to the middle of the board. If it looks, they've got Siberian lit now. It looks like Shari might be able to cap this before he's spotted because Siberian is having to back off.
Yes, and there's the Moskva. Okay, so I see what he did. They repositioned him to, once again, bow in, which is a strong position for a Moskva. This time closer to B to make sure that they get the B cap. That's actually a pretty smart decision.
Indeed. Verde Noche is not out of this yet. They now own all the caps with 7 minutes to play here in game 1 of this best of 3.
Yeah, and the game is tied, by the way, in ships.
They are. They were, and you know what? Verde Noche still has a health advantage, Zath. Remember, they started with one about 100,000 HP. They have now traded a lot of that HP for a pretty solid board position, which is what you have to do. And for the moment, they are closing this gap very quickly, but still trailing down about 300 points.
I think we need to see Zapata getting in on this here, this fight with Thel.
Yeah, he needs to, because he has to know that Thel is distracted at a minimum, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Thel's got a friend that's farming John, and we're not seeing that on the other side.
No, you're not. You're absolutely not. And there's nothing over there to threaten Zapata right now other than Thel, whose guns are got to be looking for John the Impaler. In fact, Thel's not even going to slow down. John is actually slowed here a bit. Thel's going to be able to get at least one good shot on him, probably from the bow turrets. I think John taking a solid hit there. Not a bit too early. John now speeding up, trying to accelerate to keep the stern turrets off. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what an amazing salvo from John there as he's going to sneak through this gap. He's going to ground himself, or is he going to... Yep, he beached.
Yeah, he grounded.
There it was. And there's the Goliath.
There's the Goliath, finally. There we go.
Zapata finally getting in the shot he had to get in. John needed the help. He finally got it. And just like that, Zath, Verde Noche is only 70 points down, 6 minutes to play.
That's right. And look at Mr. Kingsman now getting Dutch ovened again by John the Pickles.
Well, John the
Golden
Pickle's
Lion.
starting to look pretty rough, though.
Well,
1,000
he's in
HP
a
and
Golden
falling.
Lion.
He's going out. There he goes.
There he goes.
Another kill for Rojo. They needed that badly. Kingsman needs to salvage his ship, needs to get out of there. But he can't really
Sure,
move
he's trying to
forward,
farm
or
him.
Murakumo's Kremlin will probably slap him. So
Markumo,
now,
though, under fire from the Marceau.
Zach, if you're Rojo, Noches, how do you get back into this game? You're pushed off all the caps.
If you reform and wheel right, you might have a chance.
I mean, I think shoving the Ohio into the C cap is the play. They seem to know that. Cap Chivas moving up to C now. They've got to keep Kingsman on the board, but they've got two ships, that's Kingsman and Kauai, who are stupidly low. They cannot afford to take even a single shell.
That's right. That's right.
Kingsman now getting a heal off. That's critical. He needed that badly.
It's absolutely critical. It's absolutely critical. But the other big problem for Kingsman is he's pretty much stuck in that little corner. If he comes out, he'll be farmed by at least 3 ships.
Roja's about to get the kill on the Kremlin. There it is. That's more
is.
points they need. That continues to keep them out front. Verde still holds a huge health advantage and more caps, but they are down on ships for the moment. That's not right.
We will see a...
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is.
Yes. We will see a lead change soon. Oh, that's certainly going to help.
There it was. John the Impaler bags the Ragnar. There's our first lead change as Verde Noches moves out into their first lead of the game with 4 minutes to play. And at the moment, Rojo not gaining any points at all.
No, and this is at this point, you're just going to have to hit W and pray.
Well,
we're at that moment where it's time to make something happen.
They seem to know that. Kingsman moving up, lurking, kind of inching his way towards the B cap here. Backed up by Chivas' Ohio, who's been firing shots down the throat here, down the neck, into Augustus's Moskva. As now Drazen's Marceau starts to shell the Moskva as well. I don't think Kingsman can win a bow-on fight with this Moskva. He seems to think so as well. He's pulling up short.
He's got to wait for his Ohio buddy to get around the corner. That's going to take a little bit of time. Together, though, looks like Marceau is working on the Moskva. But the other two really low health Marceaus are forced so far back.
Yeah.
That they're not really able to do too much for their team anymore.
Yeah. 3 minutes to play, and Verde out on a 70-point lead, continuing to grow. Rojo really needs to make something happen here. It looks like it might be happening. Cap Chivas' Ohio now moving around the corner, taking a salvo onto Alex's Moskva for about 8,000 points. Needs more than that, though.
Oh, yeah. Needs a lot more than that. The question is the Moskva going to go too far? Kingsman now getting in on this, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Trying desperately for some of those...
Alex can't back up too far, or he's going to be looking at Des Moines Citadels on his broadside. That's a great angle for Kingsman.
Looking for that American piercing hit. But looks like August is going to be farmed down before match ends, so that's gonna get some more points for Rojo, and that's going to be a little bit of a time extension.
August now down under 3,400 HP as he changes direction again, starting to throw off some of Drazen's Marceau shots. Those Marceau shells at that kind of range, like you like to say, they pick up an in-flight meal along the way.
That's right. Lots of drag.
August looking to buy time until his next heal, but he might not get it. Have to see some of these shells starting to land. Alex's Moskva gets punched in the face. Down under 10,000. The two Moskvas, it's 11 HP's going out. August is out. But that's not enough for a lead change. All it does is close the gap with 90 seconds to play. If Cap can kill the Moskva, that might be a lead change, but he's got to do it at the right time, or he's going to give Green. Yeah. He's going to give Green time to tick up points. Here comes. There it is.
There it is.
There's the lead change. 70 points up now for Rojo Noches.
Just a minute left. Kingsman now coming under fire from Zapata's
Kingsman coming under fire. 70 seconds to play. Still technically anybody's game as Kingsman drives into the cap. No gain now for Verde Rojas. They need this kill on Kingsman. They're going to get it. Zap, the Goliath shells are coming in. There it is.
That's it.
There it is. Lead change back to Verde.
Draws and Jeff trying to get in there desperately and saying maybe at least I can stall the point game, extend the game that much longer.
But that won't
only
do it.
45 seconds left in the game in general.
Yeah, they got to bag a kill. In fact, the Goliath shells are
Rojo
going out
needs
on
a kill.
Siberians, Marceau, right now. Oh, he missed them all. He missed them all, Zath.
All those epic dodges.
30 seconds to play.
Question
Ver-
is, can Jeff? What's Jeff gonna do? He's got to make something happen.
He
What
can't.
can he do?
All he can do is bag the cap. He will bag the cap before the game ends, but it's not going to flip the lead. All Veri has
He's
to
gonna
do
get
is
detected
live
right here.
15, 18 more seconds, and the game will be over. There's a Ragnar radar looking for Drazen. They've got
Yep.
him now.
Yep, that's it.
Ohio shells going in. Cherie's Ragnar shells going in. But as time ticks away, it's not going to be enough, barring a detonation. And
Oh my God! Can you imagine if that
there it
happened?
was. Woo!
Wow.
Wow. Holy cow.
Are you not entertained?
Indeed. All right, guys. So the senior circuit. No, I'm sorry. Technically,
Junior.
the junior circuit wins that game there as Verde Bien comes out with that win as the alpha spawn. Wow, what a game.
Right? What a battle.
Can you imagine that? They were down 400 points at one point. They fought all the way back. They took total control of the board. They were really able to exploit the destroyer comp a little bit. Because once they beat those destroyers up enough, the opposing team, like, you can't risk them anymore. You just can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't.